Welcome back, chapter 30. Let me get my scratching of my head in because I know I'm about to be confused. Like most decent interrogators, Max employed a variety of tactics on his perps. Currently, his most effective method involved disruption. He teamed up with Sarah to keep suspects off balance with a constantly evolving rotation of accusations, humor, disgust, hope, friendships, threats, alliance, skepticisms. He and Sarah played good cop, bad cop, and switched roles in the middle, and then sometimes both were good and sometimes both were bad. Chaos, baby, creates chaos. They peppered suspects with a barrage of questions, and then they let them linger in long silences. Like the best of major league pitchers, and baseballs being the only sport Max even mildly understood, they kept changing it up. Fastball, changeups, curveball, sliders, you name it. But right now, as he sat across from Warden Philip McKenzie in the corner booth of McDermott Pub, Max threw all of that away. Sarah was not with him. She didn't even know he was here. She wouldn't approve. Sarah was very by the book. And moreover, he was, to keep with his piss poor metaphor, throwing a scuff up spitball, clearly illegal. And if someone was going to get thrown out of the game, it might as well be him and him alone. Mackenzie had ordered an Irish whiskey called Writer's Tears. Max was going with a club soda. He didn't handle spirits well. So what can I do for you, Special Agent Bernstein? Mackenzie asked. Max had chosen to meet Mackenzie at the warden's favorite watering hole because this wasn't about intimidation or pressing an advantage. Just the opposite, in fact. I need your help finding David. Of course, Mackenzie said to him, sitting a little straighter. I want that too. He's my prisoner. And your godson. Well, yes. All the more reason to want him back safe and sound. I can't believe nobody picked up on that before now. Picked up on what? On your relationship with him. But I also don't care. Look, we both know you helped him break out. Mackenzie smiled, took a deep sip of his drink. You heard my attorney. The CCTV backs up my story. Burroughs was seen holding a gun. Look, this is just us talking. I'm not recording this. It isn't a cute trap. Max placed his phone on the grossly sticky table in front of them. Oh my, Mackenzie said, his voice thick with sarcasm. Your phone is on the table. Now there is no way you can possibly be recording this. I'm not. I think you know that. But for the sake of anyone maybe listening, we are having a hypothetical discussion. That's all. Mackenzie frowned. Seriously? Look, Phil, I want this to be nice. I don't want to add threats, okay? You know I'm going to nail you for aiding and abetting. You'll go down. Your son will go down. You'll both go to prison. Or if I really mess up, you'll just lose your job and pensions. It's going to be bad. And if I'm angry, forget me. If Sarah is angry, you're going to be toast. She will crawl up your psychiatric and make a home there. Colorfully put. But today, I don't care about any of that. Today, I want to know why you did it. Why now, hypothetically? Mackenzie took a swig. Sounds like you have a theory, Special Agent Bernstein. I do. Would you like to hear it? Sure. David Burroughs gets no visitors for years. Suddenly, his sister-in-law shows up. I've checked. There were no letters exchanged before her visits. No phone calls, nothing. I've also seen the video of her first visit. He didn't know she was coming. Are you with me so far? Sure. She showed him a photo. I can't make out what it is. That's the thing. But when Burroughs sees it, everything's changed. You can feel it right through the CCTV. When the visit is over, he contacts you. Again, from what I can see, for the first time. Do you want to help me here and tell me what he wanted? I already said. Okay, you're not going to help. Fine. Let me go on then. You respond to his visit by going to see your old police partner, who happens to be Burroughs' father. As soon as you come back, you help Burroughs out. I'm not sure how the fight with Ross Sumner fits it. I'm also not sure about the correction officer Ted Weston. He's one of your men. You know him better than I do. Anyway, Weston lured up after we found out someone was bribing him. Did you know about that? No. Surprised? That he took a bribe? Yes. Mackenzie took another sip, shrugged. Okay, don't answer. But here's why it's important. I don't think Burroughs attacked Weston. I think it was the other way around. Weston went after him. So that's weird to me. And one last thing. When Burroughs does escape, the first person he goes to is a key witness from his trial, an old woman who changed her name and moved away right after the trial ended. And that old woman, I talked to her. She's lying about what Burroughs said to her during his visit. I think for some reason, she's protecting him. Max spread his hands. So, I add this all up, Phil, and you know what I come up with? What's that? Burroughs' sister-in-law, who used to be a very good investigative journalist, found something that could free him. She brings it to him, shows it to him through that plexiglass. Burroughs goes to you, tells you what Rachel Anderson has. You agree to help. Thing is, you're too good to have rushed and escaped like that, leaving so many things to chance. So my guess is the Sumner or Weston attack or both forced your hand. This is some story, Special Agent Bernstein. Call me Max. I don't have it exactly. I'm missing parts, but we both know I'm close. Here's the thing. We have to bring David in. You get that? And I don't know why this evidence couldn't just be given to his attorney or something. I assume there's a good reason for that. Mackenzie still gave him nothing. And Sarah? She is strictly by the book. If Burroughs was set up, if he didn't do it, I'm not like that guy in The Fugitive. Remember that movie? Mackenzie nodded. I even remember the TV series before my time. But there's the great scene when Harrison Ford tells Tommy Lee Jones, Tommy plays the federal agent trying to capture him, I'm innocent. And do you remember what Tommy Lee Jones said? He nods. He says, I don't care. Right. That's Sarah. She doesn't care. We have a job to do. Bring Burroughs in, period, the end. It's why you and I are meeting alone in this bar. I'm vulnerable now. You can tell them what I said. But unlike Tommy Lee Jones, I do care. If Burroughs didn't do it, I want to help him. The warden picks up his drink and held it to the light. Suppose I told you that you're mostly right. Max felt his pulse quicken. But suppose, Mackenzie continues, I also told you that the real story is stranger than what you've concocted. Stranger how? Suppose I told you that the real reason David escaped was because a child may be in grave danger. Max looks confused. You mean another child? Not exactly. You mind explaining? Philip Mackenzie smiled, but there was no joy in it. Tell you what, he said, draining his whiskey and sliding out of the booth. You draw up papers giving my son full... What? You draw up papers giving my son full immunity. We can finish this chat. What about immunity for you? I don't deserve immunity, Mackenzie said. At least, not yet. Okay. The same two goons escorted me back to the plane. No handcuffs, no blindfolds, no rough stuff. When we arrive at the tarmac, I speak for the first time. I need my phone back. The shut the fuck up guy reaches into his pocket and tosses it to me. Charged it for you. Thank you. Heard you beat up a cop. No, in New York City. Said so in the news. He's in the hospital. I was just trying to escape. Still, my man, props to you. Yeah, the other goon said, speaking for the first time. Props. Thank you. Doesn't seem appropriate response, so I say nothing. We board the same plane and take the same seats. I check the incoming text, all from Rachel, of course, getting progressively more panicky. I text back, I'm fine. Sorry, Wayland. The dots started dancing. Learn anything important? To Rachel's credit, she hadn't wasted time asking for a full recap or even where I'd been. Still focused, I text, Hill Winslow won't lead us to Matthew. Dead end? More or less? Yeah. I wait for the plane to take off and get high enough for the Wi-Fi to kick in. I look behind me. My escorts are both wearing headphones and watching their phones. I call Rachel. What's all that noise? Rachel asks. I can barely hear you. I'm on a plane. Wait, what? There is no way to continue without giving her some details, so I give her the non-threatening sketch recap of what happened since I left her in Revere. How about you? I ask when I'm done. Anything new on your end? Silence. And for a moment, I think that the call has dropped. I may have a lead, she says. You remember my old friend Hayden Payne? It takes me a few moments to place the name. The rich guy who had the big crush on you? And then I see it. Oh, wait. His family is involved in those corporations, right? Owns them. All part of the Payne Group. I think about that. Another can't be a coincidence? What do you mean? But I don't want to derail her. What about Hayden? They had a corporate event at Six Flags. That's where that photo was taken. I asked him to get me all the photos taken that day. Can we also get a list of attendees? I guess I can ask, but he said it would be in the thousands. It's a place to start. It might be, yeah. Also, the company didn't rent out the whole park. Matthew could have been someone else. Still worth a try. I know. What else? I ask her. Are you flying back to Boston? Answering a question with a question. No. Then where? I'm heading to New Jersey. What's there? Cheryl, I say. I need to talk to her face to face. That's the end of chapter 30. I know that's right. I know that's right. Get Cheryl and ask her what's the deal, boo? What's going on? What had happened was, we need to know. Oh, so he about to make Rachel panic. Because will Rachel beat him to Cheryl? Will Rachel call Cheryl to give her heads up of what's finally going on? See, Rachel, you should have told David all the stuff that he needed to know instead of giving him bits and pieces. Woo. I did say I wasn't going to say nothing, right? I said I was going to be quiet. I said I wasn't going to ask no questions. So I'm going to see y'all in the next chapter. If y'all got questions, feel free to put them in the comment section. Bye.